Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Drawtober Day 2, and I am starting at 11:14 p.m. Yeah, I'm really just about to do 3 drawings at 11:14 p.m. because the first video took all day to render and my computer hates me, which is my fault. I did talk about it in the video at the very end, which is, it's my fault. It's my computer's fault. I own the computer, it's my fault. You know what I mean? So we are starting the drawings at 11 p.m. And honestly, I'm really ready. I'm honestly very excited. This is very Katie of me to just be last minute, not by choice, but by stupid reasons. So, if you didn't see the first video, we are doing 3 drawings. 1 of my mini-me you see on screen, 2 of a monster randomizer redesign, 3 McKween prompt board. If you missed the first one, go back and watch it. Anyway, we will quickly go ahead and go on to the first drawing. I'll cut it short and we are ready to go. Alright, let's talk about this drawing. I got my blanket and I am ready to discuss. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't mean to kill it this hard. The heat that I brought in this drawing is immense. I really love this drawing. And of course, I drew my mini-me, of course, that was what we needed to do. And I actually included another mini-me, Nave. She is one of the more villain characters in my little mini-me comic story. And I thought it'd be really fun to include her. Now, I just wanted to draw me. I don't know. For some reason, I wanted to draw a pose where my shoulders were, like, up close to my, like, I'm kind of, like, crunched up with my shoulders high. And I thought about drawing, like, me hanging over, like, a fork being impaled in the tummy. And I thought it'd be really cool. I'm like, who would be holding that fork? And I'm like, why not my little villain lady, Nave? So that's what I decided to go with. And I struggled on the body for quite a little bit of drawing like how it would look from that angle, seeing me. Like it was really difficult to connect the neck and the back and like where the chest placement would be. And I did end up not drawing a shirt on her purely for my enjoyment and entertainment. And also because you're not gonna be able to see anything. I just thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I giggled to myself about it the whole time. I also couldn't really figure out that back leg, so I figured the best option would be to have a little chunk taken out. Because why not? That's just a little more gore to the drawing, a little more fun, a little more spice. So I got that concept. I did a really rough concept to block in what I wanted to do, and then I did a rough pass, and then the line art, which I say in quotations because it's not like the most clean line art ever. If this was a commission, I would have went over it 100% like another time and really made sure it was as polished as it could be. But since it's for me, I'm okay with it being sketchy, and I also think that adds to the drawing in a sense. And also because this I knew going into this drawing was going to take me a while, just based on the concept sketches, so I needed to make sure not to take too long, especially since I was trying to hurry up because I was starting at 11 p.m. But I really tried to make me in this drawing look good because I'm the vocal point. Nave is is a secondary element, not as important as me. But I just wanted to make the body look right. It doesn't need to be perfectly anatomically correct as long as it is representing what I want in the drawing, like it's telling the audience clearly what it is without being confusing. Something I also had to keep in mind when drawing me at this size and Nave so big is that I can't have my line art on my character smaller than the line art that is on Nave. I've done drawings in the past where I'll draw a certain portion and then I'll go to the next and the line art is unbalanced. So I really needed to keep that in mind because Nave is so big, I'm going to want to do really big, broad brush strokes. And it's not going to hold up in the whole drawing if the line art doesn't match. So I really had to take my time with that and make it as good as possible. Now, I will say, Chrissy did agree with me on this, or Chrissy did mention it. Nave does look a little wonky in this drawing, but that is kind of on purpose. I wanted to make her look wonky. However, one of her teeth is bigger than the other, and I didn't notice that until finishing. So now that you know that, you can sit here and watch this drawing and feel frustrated that one tooth is bigger than the other. You're welcome. However, lining this drawing, it's always just, I don't know, drawing my mini-me's and lining them, it's always just a breath of fresh air because it's just something I know, something I'm comfortable with and that I love and I appreciate. And I think anatomy-wise, I feel like I nail it on this drawing, besides the one tooth. I just think it looks really good. I think it looks really clean. I think it looks really polished. Now, if you notice also, on Nave's hair, she has an eye. I'm not going to say a whole lot about what that eye is or why it's there, because that would be spoilers to my comic in the future that I'm going to be finishing and posting and whatever. You don't get the spoilers. But it is not connected to her face. So if you're like, asking yourself, why isn't it like perfectly aligned with her other eye? That is intentional. That's not on accident. I do it on purpose. It's not supposed to line up perfectly. And I realized I forgot something. Oh my gosh, I forgot something. Nave actually typically has this like tear, hue, or not hue. She's tears that fall down her face, and I forgot to add them. Oh crap. I'll go back and fix that, but I didn't add that. Oh, I'm so upset, man. That really caught me off guard. Anyway, on to coloring. Coloring didn't take that long, but I had to make sure it was, since the line art is so thin in spots, I have to make sure that I'm not like going over the lines with the bucket, because sometimes I do that in accident. And I was not gonna shade this drawing because I'm like, this drawing's already so busy and big. I don't want to shade it. And I like it. I'm not sure if the shading's perfect, but when I was doing my skin and adding like the little fleshy colors, I'm like, I gotta shade it. Like I have to. This drawing doesn't have perfect shading, but I can say it's definitely helped me understand shading more. So not all is lost, but I did go through and start like shading and just trying my best, I'll be real. I actually think in some spots the shading's really good, and I think in some spots the shading's questionable. However, I tried my best, so I'm not going to pass too much judgment. Giving it my all and giving it my best, I care much more about than the final product. And of course, we have to add blood onto that fork and the spikies. The funnest part, let's be real. And of course I added some blood on Nave, just so it's not unbalanced. One of the funnest things to draw is the blood resting on the spikes or dripping down from her hands, from her spikes, a little on her mouth. That's the funnest part. That's all, I don't know, just trying to figure out where the blood would flow and balancing it. It's just, I don't know, it's very entertaining to me. Now after this point, I really add my bright and dramatic shading. I don't know if I like it with and I like it without. I don't know which one I prefer. It's really, honestly, it's hard to tell. But I tried my best. I really did. I think if this wasn't like a Drawtober challenge, I'd be spending more time on this drawing, for sure. I would be spending way more. I think I spent 3 hours on it about total. I'd be spending way more than that because I like this drawing so much. I want it to look good. However, since I was limited, I wanted to make sure I just got something done and down and shaded, apparently. But good enough for me to, like, be able to post it. You know what I mean? Also, I should mention this about Nave's design. Her eye, her left eye, the one with the lines, she doesn't have an iris or pupil in that. I probably should have said that. So if you think, like, that's kind of weird, that is on purpose. That is her design. I'll let you listen to my live reaction of me finishing this drawing. Oh, and let me know in the comments if you like the shading or what you would have done differently. Go ahead, tell me away, comment away. All right, everyone, so I literally just finished this drawing. It is 2 a.m. and I didn't mean to cook this hard. Let's be real, this drawing's great. That's my favorite part. I will not apologize. I love this drawing. Honestly, like, I love it so much that I'm like, I don't even know what to say about it. I just love it. I love every part of it. I wasn't going to shade it, and I'm like, nah, it'll stand alone on its own. And then I was like, well, I hate myself. I might as well shade it. So here we are. I don't think the shading's like my best shading, but I think it's like pretty top tier. I don't know. I think I'm like, I don't know what else to do for it, so I feel like it is good. But I am like obsessed with this. Anyway, it is, again, it's 2 a.m. I'm moving on to the next drawing, so let's go. Alright, I am ready to get the next Monster Girl randomizer design up and going. Okay. Boom. Let's see what we get. Not my favorite thing in the world, but like, we can do it. We can do it for sure. Alright. Let's do this. Alright everyone, for this next Monster Girl redesign randomizer, I will say I really did take pretty creative liberty because I wasn't jiving perfectly with like the randomizer thing, but I did take elements from it and made sure to get, you know, like some staple things from it. Obviously the staple things I'm gonna pick up from the drawing is those curls in the hair, the long strands in the front, the eyes. Yeah, the eyes, I kept the heart button, and then the big lashes and bulkiness of the right eye. And instead of a mask, I decided she'd have stitches across her face, just because I felt like that was a little more interesting than a mask. And I kept the flower, although I added one on the other side as well. And I made her body type chunkier, short and chunky, just the way we like them. I really tried to speed through this design because I was really eepy. I was full of the eep, and I really wanted to get it done. That's mostly it. However, for like a design that I really pushed myself on to get done quickly, turned out really good. I can't say I had the most fun sketching it, and I did realize I started leaning my drawings, so I had to correct it. I started, you know, like how you draw. Sorry, I've got the sniffies. Anyway, you know how you draw and like the drawing starts leaning to like the right or left? I noticed I started doing that on accident, so I fixed it. There was actually one time in high school, I was like laying down. Like my head was like, I had my arm sprawled out on my desk, and I had the side of my head on my arm, and I was drawing. And then I sat up and I realized this drawing's crooked as hell. And I'm like, I wonder how many people were watching me draw. And then just looked and was like, what is she? That drawing's all kinds of jank. I wonder if I still have that drawing. It was a drawing of it was like a Fran Bow drawing, but without a reference. So it was like more like Fran Bow inspired. I really liked that drawing, despite it tilting. So I got the concept sketch done pretty well. I added some big puffs, because I don't know, I just felt like there was dead space and she needed like a big puffy tail and big puffy buns in her hair. And I did the concept sketch with my marker brush and then realized I don't want to think about line art, so I got my lazy brush and lined it. I will say, I think the face shape is a little wonky. The head shape and the jaw, it's not, I tried fixing it, but she's kind of jank. So just like how I said the last one would need a second pass through, this character design would also need a second pass through, which that typically goes for every first ref sheet or drawing or concept design of a character. I always need a second pass through. It's just my personal preference. She also actually has no eyebrows. I thought for a second, I'm like, what if I just gave her a unibrow? But I didn't. But she has no eyebrows. I will say I love characters who have like long strands of hair like covering the front of them. Maybe not covering the front of them, but like are like, because it doesn't cover her whole front, it just covers part of her. I just really love long strands of hair going down like that. I think it's very pretty. Another thing I wanted to keep was the X's on her chest, or they're not really on her chest, but I guess they're on her chest. On the original, the X's like tie the like shirt or outfit together in the center, and I figured I would just put X's on her chest, on her biddies. I've got quite a few characters with X's on their biddies. I don't know, it's just something I like. Another thing I kept was the claws. If you look on the reference, you'll see that like the left hand has some kind of claws on it, so I wanted to make sure I kept those. I actually don't really like drawing claws that often. I really just don't like drawing claws in general, because they're just a little tacky looking sometimes, but I figured since it's on the original and I can include it, I'll include it just to make sure I get as many elements as I can add while making it look good. And since this character is going to be part zombie, I made sure to add stitches on not just where the mouth is, but like the knees as well. Oh, on to coloring. Oh my gosh, I was doing this voiceover and I zoned out so hard. So, the colors, I don't know, I just kind of messed around until I got something I liked. I wanted to make sure I kept that heart pattern on the legs. Balance was the biggest struggle with this character, and it typically is for Monster Girl randomizer redesigns, is the color balance. That's what's difficult, because although Monster Girl gives you a really good color palette pretty much always, it's selecting the colors you want from that palette, because I don't like using like more than 6 colors. I think 6 would be pushing it, maybe, but I wanted to make sure I selected the colors I wanted very appropriately, but also balance them throughout the design to where they don't look silly. Because if you look at the original, the color, it's not balanced at all. It looks silly. That's what makes it silly. If it were balanced, it'd look better. But if this was like not a redesign, or I was trying to limit my color palette as much as possible, that yellow and that light green, I would not have chosen those two colors. I probably would have picked one or the other, but that wouldn't have worked in this design since there's so many elements. It's just ways to thinking about how to limit your color palette and make it balanced, make it good. Because something I used to do when I was inexperienced at character design is I would like take one element and be like, oh, her eye color is going to be this color, and have that color nowhere else on the design. Do I have some characters like that? Probably still. I'll probably end up changing it, but like I have made characters like that, and that is honestly silly when you think about it, because it just, unless you're trying to make that eye stand out from everything else, it just doesn't make sense to do. Like having one thing in the design match nothing else. In certain case scenarios, that's what you're going for. You could go for that, but like in this case scenario, it'd just be silly. However, something like that I think makes this more of a difficult challenge to make it balanced is that these colors have such similar tones that it's so hard, because the hair in the center, it's really hard to make it pop or stand out when there's so many other like similar tones around it. Thankfully, we had some like leading colors like that blue and pink that are more to give a variety. But balancing tone is a big important thing when it comes to character design. All right, I'll let you listen to my live reaction of me finishing this drawing. Tell me what you think and if you would have done something different. Alright, bestie, I literally just got this drawing done. It is 3:17 a.m. and this took me, I think, like exactly an hour, maybe a little less than, and I am tired. This design is good. I have like no complaints. I really rushed it. I really took creative liberty when it comes to like the redesign. I kind of just took things that I liked and just went with it. I don't know. I'm really tired, but I really like how it looks. And we are on to the next drawing. Alright everyone, welcome to the last drawing. Now, this is the McKween drawing, so the prompt was melting. And I was scrolling through my characters trying to decide what character to draw, and I landed on my character Mickey. Her name is Mick and Cheese because she is made of mac and cheese, but I nicknamed her Mickey because I think that's really cute. Now this concept, I actually had it like rough sketched in a folder on my computer. I did redraw it, but I thought of the idea a while ago and I thought it was finally time to re-grab it and do it. And I'll be honest, I had such a hard time with the anatomy. I don't know what it was, if it was just the end of the day and because I wasn't crazy in the mood to draw or what, but it was pretty brutal. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while to do this drawing. It took me more than 2 hours, and it really should have only taken me like an hour and a half at the most. But even now, even after it's done, I still feel like there's something wrong with the anatomy or the drawing. But obviously I finished it and here I am, so I did like it enough to be done with it. So basically the idea is, you know those mac and cheese like travel cups with the packet? That's basically what this is. It's a little travel sized mac and cheese cup and Mickey's like bursting out of it and the cheese is going everywhere and it's real cute. Now something I did decide to do was draw both of them. Well, Mickey is made of cheese, so she's not really like, that's just what she is, but like, so she looks naked, but like she's made of mac and cheese. But like I decided they both would look naked. That is, I didn't realize I'd be drawing naked today, or twice today with me on the fork and no shirt and my cheeks up in my undies, but I embrace it. Embrace the ham, embrace the chunk. And cover it tastefully. That's really the goal, is tasteful. Anyway, also since this is like the last drawing of the day, this voiceover, I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I'm tired. But I did sketch in marker and try to line in marker and then realized that wasn't gonna work, so I had to switch my pen brush and do the liner in pen. And then I was just coloring in. Coloring in did not take that long. It wasn't like that ridiculous. I knew what I was gonna do because I knew what I was gonna do. Something I also decided I would do is add her name on the cup. I felt like that just added a nice personal touch. And the background took a while. I did not know what to do because of course I never think about a background. So I tried to balance out the colors and make it as best I could. And I eventually landed on something I somewhat liked. And here we are. I'll let you listen to my live reaction of it being finished. Okay, bestie, I couldn't want to be more done with this drawing in my whole existence. I'm so glad to have it done. It was a pain in the butt to draw. I didn't want to do it. I was getting angry while drawing it, which is really weird because this drawing is such a funny theme and like funny concept that it would bring me joy while drawing it, but no, we couldn't be happy. Oh, it was awful. I really like the final piece though. I'm very happy with it. I'm sure like it's gonna bring me immense joy from years from now, but I'm just like the road we traveled on to get here was awful. I'm so happy to have it done. I really like it. It took a while to balance the background and the colors, but I think I did a good job. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Tell me if my pain was worth it. My pain and sorrow. Oh. All right, oh wait, no, we're done. We're not even on to the next drawing. All right, everyone, I'm going to close the raffle and I'll show you tickets. There's 55 tickets total. And boom, 40. All right, Spooky Paws is the winner. I'll be messaging you on Toy House with the details. And the next raffle will be, I will be raffling off, what should I raffle off? You know what, I'll raffle off a teeth YCH because I like them. So if you want to join, check the description for the Toy House link. You can join on Toy House and Discord. If you join the Discord though, and you are joining on Toy House, be sure to leave your Discord username on Toy House, just so I know. Alright, that is all. I hope to see you in the next video, and love you. Bye!